We had huge announcements today. Some very important things.
Yeah, we also had huge announcements last week, but I guess we'll focus on the ones today from Apple.
And Apple announced lots of things.
Apple announced, maybe we should just run through them, but without
everybody's going to do it.
So, so everybody knows. iPhone 5, iOS 6 launch date, 19th of September. iPhone 5 also has a launch date. Go check the press releases.
Article is up on my broadband, actually. Go check it there.
They've also announced a new iTunes design. They've announced a whole bunch of new iPods.
iTunes design for desktop and mobile.
Yes.
Important.
And 16 by 9.
16 by 9 on the iPhone 5.
They've ranged a whole new iPods. Well, they've changed all of the iPods.
I must say the new phone looks a lot like the Galaxy S3. Anyway, yes.
Yep, he just said that, folks.
It does. It's slightly more square, and the spacing's different. It's just like that looks so familiar.
I think at one point they actually had them sort of front to back, and it didn't look like the new one was much bigger. It's just kind of.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on this too much, but notable absences from this announcement was the speculative or the always rumored Apple TV, which I think
we hasn't seen an update in quite a while.
We can safely file that under maybe another time, and then there was the lack of iTunes streaming. There was this rumor of iTunes or Apple competing with the likes of Spotify, Pandora, or in South Africa, Simfy. And there was no announcement of that, even along with the music announcement with iPod. So maybe it wasn't ready in time.
Maybe they want to have their own event.
Maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes Apple.
This was a dense event. A lot of new hardware, a lot of updates.
They usually have a separate iPod event.
Yes,
as well.
Well, the special events and stuff. But I mean, those were a few notable absences. It's
also no rumored NFC on the new iPhone. And there was one other thing.
No iPad mini.
No iPad mini or iPod Maxi, whatever you want to call it. There were many rumors about a 7.85-inch iPad to try and compete with the Kindle Fire and the Nexus 7.
That said, I mean, none of these things had. I don't think there were really rumors that these things were going to be announced at this event.
There were some rumors that the new iPad would be at this event.
Yeah,
I don't see why.
Did we quickly mention that Amazon released some. The new Kindles as well.
This was last week. There were announcements by Nokia, then Motorola. I might be getting the chronological order wrong. So Nokia, Motorola, and Amazon. All three had big events. Nokia had their new Lumia range. Motorola had their new Razr range. Big ones, small ones, left and right. And, of course, Amazon refreshed their entire Kindle lineup, from the readers to the tablets.
Very, very. So it's been a big gadget week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're much of a reader, then it might be time to consider trading up your Kindle.
Look for one of those.
I must say, once I
for the Paperwhite Kindle.
Look, I'm not going to upgrade for another 2-3 years because mine does service me quite nicely. But it's just changed the way I read. The Kindle's just so much easier. I know there's an author that I always buy his book every year and always got to wait for it. It's going to be delivered to my Kindle automatically on Friday. I've already bought it. It's just going to. I know it's going to happen.
It's just going to be there.
Yes.
When you wake up in the morning. I've actually been. I've found myself switching between the Kindle and the Nexus 7. So a dense, good enough screen on a 7-inch tablet is actually pretty handy if your lighting conditions aren't right. Because I don't have the cover for my Kindle with the light. The Paperwhite display might actually be a good idea for me.
Well, with the new, it's got a light built into it and stuff. Yeah. So, and I do have the cover with the lighting. So
I didn't want to spend $60 on that thing.
I've realized with that it beats my iPad or any other screen for reading, hands down.